I had a conversation recently with a friend who just turned 70. And she said something that really stuck with me. She said, "I spent my whole life waiting for retirement, and now that I'm here, I don't know what to do with myself." Have you ever felt like that? Like retirement wasn't quite what you expected? Maybe you thought you'd be traveling more, or finally picking up that hobby you always dreamed of, but instead, you find yourself wondering, is this it? Well, what if I told you that retirement isn't the end of something great, but the beginning of something even better? That this could actually be the happiest, most fulfilling chapter of your life? Today, we're going to talk about 5 powerful mindset shifts that can transform the way you see retirement and help you make the most of this incredible time. Because the truth is, happiness after 60, 70, or even 80 isn't about luck. It's about choice. And I'm going to show you exactly how to choose it. Mindset shift number 1, from I used to be to I get to be. Let's start with something I hear all the time from retirees. I used to be so busy. I used to have a purpose. I used to be important. And I get it. When you spend decades working, raising a family, building a career, it's easy to feel like retirement is a step back. Like you've lost a part of yourself. But here's the shift. Instead of saying, "I used to be," try saying, "I get to be." I get to be the grandparent who has time for long, silly conversations. I get to be the person who finally learns to paint, or garden, or dance. I get to be the neighbor who brings homemade soup to someone who's sick. Retirement isn't about losing your old roles, it's about gaining new ones you choose. Think about it. When you were working, how often did you say, "I wish I had time for"? Well, now you do. And that's not a loss, that's freedom. Mindset shift number 2, from I'm too old to I'm just getting started. Now, let's tackle one of the biggest mental roadblocks I hear. I'm too old for that. Maybe it's about traveling, starting a new hobby, or even dating again. But here's the truth, age is only a number, and some of the most fulfilling adventures happen after 60. Take Julia Hurricane Hawkins, for example. She didn't start running until she was 100, and at 105, she set a world record as the oldest competitive sprinter. Or Grandma Moses, who began her painting career in her late 70s and became one of America's most beloved folk artists. The point isn't that you have to run marathons or become famous. The point is that too old is just a story we tell ourselves. What if, instead of saying, "I'm too old," you asked, "What's one thing I've always wanted to try?" Because here's the secret, the people who thrive in retirement aren't the ones who focus on what they can't do, they're the ones who get excited about what they can. Now, these first 2 shifts are all about redefining what retirement means to you. But there's another big one that can completely change how you experience this time, and it has to do with something we don't talk about enough. There's something I've noticed about people who truly love their retirement. It's not that they have more money or better health than anyone else, though those things help. It's that they've learned to let go of something that holds so many of us back, fear. Fear that they'll run out of time. Fear that they're wasting their days. Fear that the best years are behind them. But what if I told you that the secret to loving retirement isn't about adding more to your life, but about letting go of the things that weigh you down? That's exactly what we're going to talk about next. 2 more mindset shifts that can turn retirement from a time of worry into a time of real joy. Mindset shift number 3, from I should be doing more to I'm exactly where I need to be. Raise your hand if this sounds familiar. You wake up in the morning, and instead of feeling excited about the day, you think, "I should be more productive. I should be volunteering, or exercising, or cleaning the house." And before you know it, you've turned retirement into another job, one where you're the boss constantly nagging yourself. Here's the shift, retirement isn't about shoulds. It's about wants. If you want to spend an afternoon reading a book in your favorite chair, that's not wasting time, that's enjoying the time you've earned. If you want to say no to a busy social event because you'd rather relax at home, that's not being lazy, that's knowing what fills your cup. One of my favorite examples is a woman named Margaret. She spent her first year of retirement frantically filling her calendar, trying to prove she was still useful. Then one day, her grandson asked her to teach him how to bake her famous apple pie. And as they stood in the kitchen, flour everywhere, laughing at their lopsided crust, she realized, this is what matters. Not how busy she was, but how present she could be. So here's your challenge. The next time you catch yourself saying, I should be doing more, pause and ask instead, what would make today feel truly good? Mindset shift number 4, from I miss the way things were to I love the way things are. This one's tough, I know. It's natural to look back, to miss the hustle of your career, the chaos of a full house, even the structure of a daily routine. But here's the problem, when we focus too much on what's behind us, we miss what's right in front of us. A friend of mine, Robert, spent his first few years of retirement grieving the loss of his old life. He missed his coworkers, the sense of accomplishment, even the commute. Then one morning, he noticed something, the sunlight coming through his kitchen window in a way he'd never seen before, because he'd always been rushing out the door. That small moment became a turning point for him. He started waking up early just to watch the sunrise with his coffee, something he'd never had time for before. That's the power of this shift. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about training yourself to spot the little gift retirement gives you, time to notice, time to savor, time to be. Try this, for 1 week, keep a gratitude jar. Every day, write down one thing about retirement you're thankful for. Maybe it's the silence of a slow morning, or the freedom to take a nap when you want. By the end of the week, you'll have proof. There's so much to love about this chapter. Now, we've covered 4 powerful shifts so far, but there's one last mindset change that ties everything together. It's the one that separates those who simply get by in retirement from those who truly thrive. I want to tell you about a man named Henry. At 72, he found himself feeling stuck. His kids were grown, his career was behind him, and he kept wondering, what's my purpose now? Then one day, his neighbor's 10-year-old son asked if Henry could teach him how to fix a bike. That simple question changed everything. Because here's what Henry realized, retirement isn't about leaving your purpose behind, it's about discovering new ways to matter. And that brings us to our 5th and most powerful mindset shift of all. Mindset shift number 5, from my best years are behind me to my greatest impact is still ahead. This is the shift that changes everything. So many people approach retirement as if it's the epilogue of their life story. But what if it's actually the most important chapter? Think about this, you have something no one else has, a lifetime of experience, wisdom, and stories. And the world needs that. Maybe not in the same way it needed your 9-to-5 work, but in deeper, more personal ways. Take Henry, that bike repair lesson turned into a weekly Fix-It Friday where neighborhood kids bring their broken toys and bikes to his garage. Now at 76, he's not just retired, he's the most beloved handyman on the block. His garage wall is covered with thank you notes from kids, and he says he's never felt more needed. Asterisk, your version might look different. It could be recording family stories for your grandchildren, volunteering your professional skills at a local nonprofit, becoming the wise friend who always knows what to say, even just smiling at strangers at the grocery store. You'd be amazed how many lonely people need that asterisk. The point is this, your value didn't disappear when your job ended. It just changed form. And when you start looking for ways to contribute, not out of obligation, but because you want to, that's when retirement truly becomes golden. Let's take a quick walk through all 5 shifts. 1. From I used to be to I get to be. 2. From I'm too old to I'm just getting started. 3. From I should be doing more to I'm exactly where I need to be. 4. From I miss the way things were to I love the way things are. 5. From my best years are behind me to my greatest impact is still ahead asterisk. These aren't just nice ideas, they're choices. Every morning, you get to decide which version of retirement you're going to live. I'll leave you with this thought. The people who thrive in retirement aren't the ones with the most money or perfect health. They're the ones who wake up each day and say, what can I discover today? Who can I connect with? How can I make today meaningful in my own way? Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these mindset shifts resonates most? Maybe you've already made one of them without realizing it. Share your story in the comments. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video gave you a new perspective, do me a favor, hit that like button, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We create new videos every week to help you make the most of this amazing chapter of life. Remember, retirement isn't about slowing down, it's about finally being free to live life at your own pace, in your own way. Here's to your happiest years ahead.